They came in. They beat me. Raped me. And they shaved off my beard. Buenos tardes, senor and senoritas. My name is Tyler, and welcome to my vlog. Hope you all had a really good week. Mine's been fairly decent. Head injury's gone away, so I'm happy about that. Little spot on my camera is still there, you know, in this area. That hasn't really changed much. One thing that's changed, I found these glasses. No, they're not fake. They're actually prescription glasses. Had a little incident where at work, the last set that I had got split in two down the center right there, so I really can't wear those. I don't even think there's enough super glue in the world to really adhere those back together properly. Anyhow, while rifling through my van the other day to see if I could find a mechanical pencil, I ended up finding these. I'm like, holy crap, I forgot I had these. So I went in, washed them up, and I can see again. So, um, but yeah, as of right now, not really a whole lot's been happening. I know that we all just recently celebrated Mother's Day. I hope that you all did the right thing, and if you're not living with your mom, you at least called her and didn't, you know, send her a text message, tweet her, send her a link on Facebook or any of that crap. I hope that you actually called her. Minimum called. Cards are great. I myself got my mom a nice little Mary Kay gift basket, some really good hand stuff. Um, and she seemed to like it. I hope she's actually used it. Probably not, because my mom has so much of that stuff, and really it was kind of an impulse buy at the time. You know, Mary Kay lady showed up. She's like, "Hi, would you like to buy some crap?" Sure. My mom probably like this. You mentioned that there's a bunch of nurses like that. My mom used to do that. Now she's a crazy bead lady, but I love her for it. She's probably one of the strongest people I know. And mom, and for some reason that you are watching, I love you, and I really do hope you enjoyed the gift. All right, as you can tell from that strange little intro that I did there, I shaved my beard. I just want to say I don't mean to offend anyone with the mentioning of rape. I really didn't mean to, again, offend anyone. If those who are watching have been, I really do apologize, and feel free to just completely wreck me on comments. But yeah, I decided to shave my beard. I was quite fond of the chin strap thing that was going on, and I just kind of needed a change. It kind of makes sense. I'm an Aries, and apparently that's something that we like, or so I've been told from reading the horoscopes and whatnot. But I do try to keep up with that, you know, change something about me every now and again. Normally it's facial hair. It just breaks up the monotony of my life, and yeah, it's just fun to do. I've done a number of different things in regards to facial hair, you know, crazy sweet ass mutton chops, a long goatee, similar to the vocalist of Mudvayne first album, or Mr. Scott Ian from Anthrax. If for some reason you guys have any ideas of what type of facial hair I should grow, I'm more than welcome, or more than happy to take your comments and suggestions. Um, Other than that, I want to do a quick shout out to two of my new subscribers that I have. There is a Miss The Ash and a Zachy Fresh. So thank you guys for subscribing. Again, apparently I'm doing a good job. So hopefully that all the crazy little antics that I do on here, which are normally in a seated and stationary position, are pleasant at the least. Uh, at some point, I would like to do a bunch of different crazy videos. I'm actually kind of in the talks with my girlfriend's brother and her to do some crazy things involving zombies. Zombies. The concept is called Random Zombies. Um, I just really want to see where we can go from there. Just come up with a bunch of just craziness, do random little 30-second, possibly shorter or longer videos involving random zombies. So we'll see where that goes. Moving on, I had a strange little thing happen to me today. Stayed the night at my gal's place, and when she had to go to work, I decided to pick myself up some breakfast before I came home, and I stopped off at this place. I'm not going to say where, and they took my order, and instead of the lady asking me what my name is, she just decided to give me my own name based on the Sweet Ash, almost, I'm fairly certain, vintage, if not vintage, then at least close to looking vintage Transformers shirt. And when I got my receipt, it said Optimus Prime on it. And I'm sitting there, I'm drinking my beverage that I got, and sure enough, Optimus Prime, she said when my food was ready. So I went and picked that up, and that was a pretty good start to my morning. Not gonna lie, that was pretty awesome. If I could do Optimus Prime's voice, I probably would have gone, "Thank you," but I can't do that because that is Mr. Peter Cullen. And yeah, sir, I kind of want to steal your voice box. Just saying. I think it'd be awesome to walk around, just be like, "The right of all, or freedom is the right to all sentient beings." I just think that'd be awesome. But that's just me. As I said before, when I found these glasses, I was looking for a mechanical pencil in my van, and the reason I say that is because um, I'm somewhat of an artist. I'm not the best artist in the world. I just primarily stick to a lot of cartoon doodles and whatnot. Nothing really, realistic or anything. I just draw, pretty much. Um, a lot of the stuff that I have done um, ended up just, like I said, being little doodles and whatnot. Outside of that, I mean, I've designed about 60 to 75% of the tattoos that I have on my body, which is a grand total of 10 right now, but should be more at some point. But I digress. Um, but yeah, a lot of them that I have drawn because it's a little more personal at that point. You then, can look at the tattoo and go, okay, that's exactly what I want. I drew that. It's awesome. The only four that I have not done myself are my Sailor Jerry tattoo, which I kind of had to get out of tattoo respect. Sailor Jerry's was an awesome tattoo artist, and you know what? His rum is delicious. Um, the other things that I've gotten, which this one, and the two on the top of my feet, which is a compass rose with the colors of blue and yellow, and a nautical type anchor on my other foot. Um, those were song inspired, and all three of those that I just mentioned were done by Mr. Zachariah Bowden, who I don't know exactly where he works at this time, but as soon as I find out, that will at least be posted in the description down below. Um, the other thing I got was my family coat of arms. I come from the Kilbane family on my grandmother's side. May she rest in peace. Um, and yeah, I figured that'd be really cool. I'm really into the whole family ties thing, where it all comes from, and how everything just kind of blends together like that. This world is a really big ass melting pot of possibilities, and I kind of like my heritage. I like to know where I've come from. I like to know where I could possibly take the genealogy in the future. Um, Although I am quite fond of Irish girls. Just saying. Okay, for now, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys another little history about myself. Um, I said in the first video that I'm really into comic books, and I figured, why not? Let's tell this world that we all live in and watch via YouTube what exactly got me into the whole realm of comic books. Well, that started way back in, I believe, elementary school, like fourth and fifth grade kind of stuff. I had a friend who started attending a Taekwondo class, and I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. Worst student, by the way. As soon as I got my black belt, I'm like, I'm done. But while training, we had a couple of our new instructors that came in, and they were comic book dorks. I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't really know anything about comic books at the time, but I I ended up while training, they kind of did this incentive thing. Whoever did the best in this class and whatever little category it was that they were teaching, they were gonna give out some of their you know comic books, and I thought that was pretty awesome. I mean, a lot of them were the standard little single issues. They also had a lot of actual like thick graphic novels, and I happened to get some good graces from the teachers that day, and they said, "Go ahead, rifle through our box." So I'm flipping through there, and I found this. Yup, a Spawn and Batman crossover. I think that's awesome. The storyline and everything, including the art, was done by Todd McFarlane, and who I just admire as an artist to begin with. And yeah, it was a great little story. I can't remember it for the life of me, what it all entails, but and that kind of happens when you haven't had that book in a long time. I don't know what the hell happened to it. I wish I knew what happened to it, but as of right now, I don't. Every comic book shop uh, that I've talked to, they've all been like, oh, I don't know. Um, I mean, they know of it, they just can't really get their hands on it right now. And it makes me sad because I really want that. It was awesome. But I mean, after that started, I was really into it. I'm like, wow, this is great. I love this stuff. And I saw the movie, and I'm like, okay, now I got to know what the backstory is. I want to know everything about this. And then, of course, be the standard comic book guy and be like, wait a minute, that's not how it happened. Like with the suit and everything. Anyhow, I me and my dad, what we would do along with my brother and sister is go to the flea market like pretty much every Sunday, if not every other Sunday, and 9 times out of 10, you'd find my little chubby self at the one guy's stand that's selling all the Japanese Pokemon cards, which I was really into. I didn't know what the heck they said because I don't know how to read Japanese, but I mean, there were a bunch of different Pokemon cards that no one knew of. So I'm like, yes, I want them. Or Sand Slasher, you look epic, and it just kind of went from there. I found another little place that was selling comic books, and every time I found a Spawn one, I'm like, oh, I want this, and I would get it. And obviously, it wasn't in the series at that point because instead of picking up number one, which no one seemed to have, I'd get like issue 12 or issue 5, just random little ones here and there. And after a while, I ended up or not after a while, but in the last apartment that I lived at, um, me and my friends used to hang out at Barnes and Nobles and Borders before they closed down. And I'm going through there one day and I found Spawn volume number one. And I'm like, holy crap. It was issues like one through whatever. And I'm like, oh crap, I want this. I need this in my life. I look at it, okay, that's the price. I'm getting it. And so I got it. And after time, I started to collect them. And I only have volumes 1 through 5. And those only cover issues 1 through 95. So I've got a lot of back issues to get. I think they're close to, if not in the 300s now. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to be spending a lot of money at Read More Comics or the Comic Books Club. We'll see. Um, Other than that, um, I kind of had a falling out with the comics. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot that I was really into. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was a big fan of X-Men, so much so that me and my friend Zach um, would do our own little stories and whatnot, come up with our own characters. I created a guy named Ignition who is a pyrokinetic um, fire starter, the ability to snap his fingers, his hands would catch on fire, he could control the fire. I don't know if I actually gave him the possibility to fly using, fire as a booster. But I mean, we just came up with all these different characters, and I actually did at some point start writing a story that has kind of, all right, I wrote so much, oh crap, I lost all the back stuff. All right, I started writing it again, and I've kind of stopped. So I really want to get back to that, another medium to use my brain and really just try to let out my crazy to an extent. Um, but recently, I did get back into comics. Number of different things that I actually read. Ghostbusters, the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which a lot of people are kind of upset with, based on the fact that um, they're not sticking to this. That everyone has the one color. They're doing the '80s version where they all have different colored headbands and whatnot, which makes it a little easier to follow for some of the people that don't understand this. Okay, they can now associate color with a turtle as opposed to just a weapon, which sometimes they don't have their weapons on them. So it does make it a little easier to see a blue headband and go, okay, that's Leonardo. Orange headband, okay, that's Michelangelo. Red, that's Raphael, and purple, Donatello. Um, Outside of that, apparently I'm a really big fan of the New 52. Just a couple of the issues. Um, Obviously, the ones that every freaking DC fan despises because they decided to reboot the New 52. I don't care. I think it's awesome. It's great for someone like me that hasn't had the chance to, start collecting these issues way back in the day and everything. And it's just really helped. A couple of the other things that I'm obviously into are Transformers, um, Batman Beyond, this really neat Infestation series where IDW decided to do this crazy crossover involving just all these different universes essentially, but based around a couple of things. First one was zombies. The second Infestation involves Cthulhu, which is kind of neat. Still need to pick up the Transformers issues of that so I can figure out how exactly Cthulhu comes into play with Cybertronians. Um, but yeah, so I like comics. They're fun. They're good to read. And at some point, who knows? Maybe I'll end up making my own comic series, some type of spin-off or something. Well, I think that's going to be it for me today. Not to say that I've run out of topics, but I just kind of don't want to go crazy with the length of the videos. If you, the viewers, have anything that you want to talk about, in again, regards to future videos that I might make, feel free to leave it in the description. If you have anything that you want to critique me on, maybe I should probably stop wearing hats. Maybe I should take my glasses off. Maybe I should grow some new facial hair. Maybe I should sport a completely different shirt. I'm trying to do that too. Um, Please feel free to drop a line in the comments. Subscribe if you would like to. I'm not trying to force you. It's not like I'm holding you at gunpoint or anything. But yes, feel free to subscribe, all that other fun stuff. In the meantime, I hope all of you have a great week. And until next time, take it easy. Ooh, that's spooky.